Welcome back, interwebs, to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. IPAT Sonic Rose. Well, it's the day before Thanksgiving, and I have finally a chance to sit down and record the commentary on this, although for the start of this there won't be much to say. We're going to be exploring the underground portion of the castle, which means we are going down well, as opposed to down well. References for people. Anyhow, the map does actually show a way going down and a little nick off to the side to the right. We won't be able to do anything with that today, but I will be properly tackling that in episode 4. Episode 3 is actually technically already recorded, I just gotta put it all together, much like I'm doing with this one. I still like magic. My first time playing this game, I really didn't do much with magic. I just selected whatever weapon seemed to be best to do the job, because it had the highest attack power, so why wouldn't it do the best for the job? And magic, well, I didn't really know about it until fairly late in the game. Either way, we have a nice little life up here. And a suspicious wall. With a bandana behind it. New headgear is always a good thing. And this gives us intelligence and defense. Nice. Sadly, you cannot break the wall next to it, but that's a minor concern, I think. Getting around in this underground place, there's actually a more logical way than what I did. So, I will be backtracking a little bit. And I hope you find that amusing too, because I've been playing around with little editing bits. Although these monsters aren't really anything to write home about, any monster can drop money or hearts. Either the big ones or the small ones, and the sum of money can be as small as $1 to as much as $100. Usually. There are a few enemies for whom their unique drops are actually things like money. I believe earlier we found a monster that dropped either 400 or 250. But that is a rarity. Most enemies have 2 items that they will drop, and a lot of the skeletons will drop monster vials, which will summon a skeletal warrior to fight for you instead of against you. They're pretty weak fare, but it is worth noting that they have those. There's also one for the mermen, and another one for zombies, I believe. I don't really know why I went with the axe here, but I don't really need the knives anymore, I guess, and it is fun to note that most of my play I will be relying heavily on magic, so there's no harm. Either way, getting around to the other side is going to be a little bit of a slug, so I'll be leaving you shortly to finish the climb. See you on the other side. Sorry about the little diversion there, but we are now on our way down. And this does look very much to me like a well at this point. There is a place to the right, but we'll be going there later. Whee! Broken ankles for the win! And as usual, the game is pretty generous with its save points. I actually feel a little bad knowing the game as well as I do, because there's a point here which a fairy familiar will be getting eventually would have told us about a secret passage, but it's not a secret to everyone. Ah, this is why I got the axe. Yeah, the fairy familiar would tell you about the odd floor there, and you'd be able to go through and all that, but nope, I just cut to the chase, and that means I actually took away a little bit of her dialogue. However, we can't go any further here, and as you can see, you lose health from going in the water at this point. The backtrack here isn't so bad, so I won't be subjecting you to any more of my music samplings. I will, however, be taking on a little bit of a mini-boss here. And I believe this is a Scylla worm? Yep, Scylla worm. Scylla is a creature of Greek and Roman mythology, which is one of these little sea monsters. Don't remember who it's supposed to be related to at this point, but I think this is the first time I can actually recall seeing Scylla in a video game. We'll be back down there shortly, but for right now our way back is blocked. We cannot return from whence we came. And I take a little stock here of my spells once again. I don't know if I attempt to do Soul Steal here, but why, Scylla! What a lovely, well, she's a thing. In my prime, I could do this pretty much using a combination of Soul Steal and a couple of other magical spells, but it's been a while. And I actually kind of get beat up a little bit more than I usually do here. But you can see why I really like the rapier so much. Come on. 60 hit points, I don't really like that. Although we can see the enemy's name when we strike them, we cannot see how much health they have. Wow, I am really not on my A game for this one. And I finish it off with an axe. Not the most glamorous way, but I guess it's effective. For our troubles, we get a health up. And in the following room, the Crystal Cloak. This cloak is really neat. It is supposed to be kind of translucent, and it is, of course, more powerful defensive-wise than what we had. It's going to flicker a little bit at points, so sometimes it will look solid and sometimes it won't. That was also an issue even on the original PlayStation, so that's not just the emulator being derp, or the frame rate whenever this gets compiled. Yep, I'm see-through. But the way forward is now clear, or is that the way back? And we now have a scimitar in our possession. At this point, that would be a lovely weapon for me to use, if not for the fact that I've got better. Either way, we're still going to take a look at it. Attack isn't too much lower than what we have, but as you can see, all it does is swing. No special swing rate, no special anything. So, back to the rapier. Yeah. That'll do, pig. That'll do. More to explore going forward. Resist ice is pretty much what it says on the tin. Increases your defense against ice. There's not really a whole lot of ice-based enemies in this game, though. Actually, the ice maidens we've been encountering are one of the few. I really love that Medusa shield way too much. And yeah, I told you I would hit the save points every time I came across them. But we do have more places to explore, so let's continue to the left. Get ourselves a toadstool. Kill a toad. There are spearmen in our way. I wonder what we can do to get rid of them. Well, that's still effective. But there might be a more permanent way. Oh dear. Well, that's what you call getting in over your head. Unless you actually do use their tongue as an attack, the Medusa Shield is just a great way for plowing through the monsters in this area since they are pretty much trash mobs. I will be able to get down there eventually, but I don't remember exactly when. There is a monster that needs to throw basically an explosive barrel at it, and he's not here right now, so I think he'll either appear later in the game, or I'll get something to trigger it. And regardless of the fact that I'm going to lose health for it, I am going to grab that pentagram over there. The things I do for loot. Not even loot I'm going to use. I mean, I might show it off at some point just for the heck of it, but... Well, that looks like a jump we won't be able to make. Oh, just missed the thing in there. I'm a little concerned about my health, but I shouldn't really. More ice maidens. Excuse me, frozen shades. I like the ice that's actually on top of the water and how you can break through it. I'll be playing around with the water a little bit more as we go along.
I'll take you to a place which might be interesting for you.
I just have to ask, is everybody in this castle a freaking weirdo? I'm a half vampire and I feel like the most normal one here. The death at the front door. Well, at least this guy is taking us somewhere that might be interesting for us. I like the little rickety mechanism there, and yeah, when you see me standing with my cape held up like that, it's just me being a bored little idiot and doing things just to pass the time. I'm not the most patient player. A mermaid statue. Well, what does this do? Checking out the relics, we see that it summons the oarsman. But wait! The oarsman is right here. But that place, that secret place, that place I think had a pier, much like the one that we arrived at. Maybe the oarsman should be there at some point. You know, I think we'll check that out. I know I'm laying it on kind of thick, but that's exactly what it does. And if we had returned to the outer wall, we'd actually be able to see the oarsman through the telescope lens. But before we go tracking down secret hidden rooms, let's grab another shiitake mushroom. I always thought that looked like shit take. And head back through yet another shortcut connecting us to the earlier part of the castle. And a life up. Can't ever go wrong with a life up. I actually never came down here when I went through earlier, but I will be back here for something later. There is another room to the left-hand side, which I can't access quite yet. And wow, these guys are beating the tar out of me. But they do bleed, and if I do a Game Plus, I will be wailing on these guys for a while just to get my strength out of the red. Unlocking the hidden area actually involved that little cave there that we opened up. Where am I going? Come on, go back. Alucard? There we go. I guess it took me a bit to realize I was going the wrong direction. No frozen shade getting in my way. $1. Alright, here's the way that I should have gone. At one point, anyhow. And for my troubles, I am rewarded with a life up. And then lose some of it because I'm not waterproof right now. Ice mail. Well, that was worth the trek back. Finally, we have something stronger defensively than the Mirror Curious. Not that that would have been hard to do, but since we do have my beautiful little Medusa shield, I feel comfortable with it. Still a little matter of getting around where I need to go, though. Oh. Ow. Ow. You know, the Medusa shield only works when you have it out in front of you and you're actually walking and not jumping on the zombies like it's Super Mario or some shit. This castle is going to be like home to me. Pull up a little chair, which you can do in certain sections. Jump across the platform, maybe add a couple of plants here or there. Oh, it's my buddies, the blood zombies. Please, give me your... Yes, bleed on me. Consulting my map. I probably should have cut this out too, but oh well, it is what it is. Bloody zombies. At least I know where I'm going now. At least I assume I know where I'm going. And it's back in the Marble Gallery. You remember the guy I called a Cthulhu Patagon? He actually is Cthulhu. I'm not sure that's exactly how people have envisioned Cthulhu before. I usually envision quite a few more tentacles. But it is worth noting that that's what the game refers to him as anyhow. And hey, more monies. Who can argue with that? I do not like the skill rings. You can't block those boomerangs coming in, so even if it only does like 1 or 2 damage, it's just annoying to have to dodge. And those guys are also incredibly cowardly, so if they do wind up in your crosshairs, they sometimes try to duck down, and that can also be pretty annoying. Bubba here is a little bit easier to deal with. Plate Lord Bubba. One thing about doing this is I also get a chance to look at some of the backgrounds a little more. I like the stained glass, I like a lot of the effects here. I don't like those marionettes, I just really don't. Fortunately, they are very squishable at this point, along with the slingers. I know it calls them a slinger, but what makes them different from the Skelerings? Well, I guess when you smash to death on my shield, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna thank myself for actually missing that save spot, because I don't really need to go there. And also thank you, Freeman, for just jumping onto my shield there. That was very helpful of you. And the room we will be back to, I keep swearing, is actually very important to this game. Also coming up in the third episode, we'll be seeing at least one of the endings. And I'm going right back to my dagger. Good me. A basic skeleton. The most basic of skelebombs. I think one of those did drop its monster vial earlier and I just didn't really check it out. I think at some point I will just, like, dump a bunch of garbage and see about using it. I don't know if they're actually affected by my strength either, which is another point. At least getting down isn't too difficult. It's the getting back up that's the problem. Brace for impact. Well, we have come a long way, so hitting up this save point at least makes a little bit of a sense. Down the hole. Ow.
I'll guide you to meet your destiny.
My destiny apparently involves ducking down on a ship, while an oarsman, a cloaked figure, carries me across the river, not Styx. Huh. Go figure. I'm pretty sure it's possible to beat the game without actually having gone through this area, but it's not possible to get the full ending without at least coming here, because some of the game's endings are based on the completion of your map. And that means clearing out as much of it as possible is always a good thing. More of the bloody water! Which is no longer an issue. The holy symbol! What does this do? Protection while underwater, and it looks suspiciously like a snorkel. I guess having the holy snorkel wouldn't have been quite as awesome, question mark? I actually shouldn't have ditched him there, because that's going to cause me to have to do another little minor backtrack. Elixir is, again, another thing that's kind of what's on the tin. It's a full health restore, as is in line with many other video games. Nothing special to write home about there. But as you notice, we can now be underwater and Super Mario it up because we're not losing any health. Although the 3D Marios do allow you to lose health if you don't breathe underwater, I guess. So I guess not the perfect one-to-one analogy. But it is strange how many video game characters just right off the bat know how to breathe underwater, or else it's just certain death. Hey, a little wolf form. Haven't used that in a while. And part of why I use it is because it is actually faster than me in the water if I want to go at it. Another health up. Yeah, I think this is turning out to be a worthwhile expedition. And in the corner we have the Knuckle Duster. And the Knuckle Duster is not nearly as powerful as what we have, but we'll equip it, check it out just the same. And it is less than the Jewel Knuckle also, but the Jewel Knuckle we probably wouldn't have gotten for a long time. Does it do anything? It punches. Well, it punches. I think we'll stick with the rapier. However, there was something that we missed up top, so we shall get it for completionist's sake. Completionist's sake, that's an interesting term, because I have never technically 100%ed this in terms of getting all of the items and equipment. But I have more than 200%ed it either way. And I was rewarded with an Onyx. The jewels in this game are simply for selling. They really don't do anything unless otherwise described. Early on in the game, I might actually equip myself with a Zircon ring or something like that, just because I don't have any other equipables for those slots, but yeah, they're just for selling to the librarian. And strangely enough, you can't sell anything else to him. Any extra weapons I get, any extra shield, any extra anything, just sits in my infinite bag of holding. So there is that, at least. But wait, there's more water to explore down here. You know, I do kind of feel sorry for those spearmen, but there's nothing to be done about it anymore. And they will not respawn, because there is no way to move that box out of the way. Those guys actually kind of hurt. Fish heads. And the level up tells me they were probably worth a good chunk of experience, too. The fish heads have two attacks, the projectile fireball and a shorter range unblockable fireball. Fireball's underwater. More Super Mario shenanigans, I guess. But what have we here? Nunchaku. Don't mind if I do. The Nunchaku are a two-handed weapon, so you can't use the shield with them. A little bit of a bummer. I'll try it out just briefly here because it is actually a kind of neat weapon, and I did use it for a while. It's a fairly powerful weapon for this game. 28, I believe, which is comparable to the weapon that we were equipped with earlier. Come on, little puppy. The thing about the Nunchaku that I don't like, much like the dual fists, is just simply that it's a bludgeoning weapon. There's no real fun in that. But it does hit twice in a row, so it can actually deal out a lot of damage under the right circumstances. Me running into a fireball, not one of them. Yeah, the level ups are telling me that these guys are pretty tough, or at least worth a lot of money, or experience monies. Experience monies? That's enough of that. You at least get the idea. Back to the handy-dandy rapier and the Medusa shield. If the rapier has one flaw, it is really just that it's a fairly precise weapon, and its worth is more or less in being able to do the combo with it. Come on. Spazzacard. You can do it. I kind of believe in you. There we go. Anti-venom. Poison is a little different in this game. I don't think it actually saps your HP. Rather, what it does is it saps your strength. So while you're under the effects of poison, you deal a lot less damage. I don't know that I'll ever actually get poison in order to figure that out, but if I recall correctly from previous plays, that's what it actually does. There's not actually a lot of enemies that do the poisoning thing, so there is that. You know, I'm wondering if I could just use one of my neutron bombs and blow that thing up. I might be able to. Pity I don't think about that right now. But I do like demonstrating that I'm basically waterproof now. Still won't be able to get across this opening, but I'll give it the good old college try. Come on, little Doge. Okay. I know it's a wolf. A purple wolf. Because why not? Netflix actually has a Castlevania anime right now, and Alucard is one of the characters in it. I haven't seen the second season, but the first season was really great, and I'm looking forward to seeing the second season. I've only put it off because I've promised to watch it with a couple of friends. Now we get to see what was on the bottom here. Hey, come back with that. I kinda needed that. There is another thing that I can't do right now in this part of the game, which I will be able to do, strangely enough, in the inverted castle, and that is the ability to... how should I put it? Dog paddle. When Alucard is a wolf, he is actually capable of swimming, but not in the regular castle. That will have to wait until the inverted castle. And my own bad platforming skills have just led me to waste a little bit more of everybody's time. Sorry about that, guys. Now, what have we got here? A killer fish. And actually doing 30-some damage to me, that is a pretty killer fish. And another level up. Wait, was there nothing there? Oh well. At least I completed more of my map. Yeah, nothing there. Whee! You can actually attack as the wolf. I like that it's got the little sword and scabbard attached to him, so it gives more of an idea that, yeah, this is Alucard.
So, we meet again, Alucard.
It seems so.
As friendly as ever, I see. It's strange. This castle is different than I remember it.
This castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations.
So I can't trust my memories, huh? Oh well, I'll do my best. Good luck.
Well, it's nice to see that Maria is safe and sound. But onward to new territory, the Royal Chapel. I don't know why there's a chapel in Dracula's castle, but it's here. And it has some of the prettiest music and some of the nicest visuals in the game, actually, depending on your point of view. I'm actually kind of excited to show this, although I do apologize, I will be taking another Grindfest in here at some point. Aquamarine, nothing to write home about there. Oh, didn't mean to do that. These stairs are kind of a bitch to fight on. This is another reason why I like magic so much. Those bone pillars will wreck you otherwise. The two enemies on the stairs are the bone pillar and the quarter guard, and both of them can be a little bit of tricksy foes just because, well, not a lot of weapons have a reach overhead, unless you are really a fan of the axe, which I have been told I should be more of a fan of. I don't like using the axes, I'm sorry, that's kind of a cheap sub-weapon to me. Most I use it for is usually just opening trapdoors and things. There are things on the ceiling that I will be wanting to get, but I just have no way of doing it right now, and I'm not going to waste your time trying to get at something I can't reach. Same thing happened in the Long Library. There's an area there that we'll be able to go to eventually, but I just can't be arsed to try and check it out right now, since all you'd see is that there's something I can't reach. Lots of statues and paintings and things in the background. A lot of holy symbolism, really. Once we get to the inverted castle, just because things are upside down, that symbolism takes on a completely different tone when you look at it in that light, I guess. The monster in this next room is called the Spectral Sword, and I'll be wanting to beat up on him for a while, too, in a future session, because he has the Malbun sword, or Mablung sword, and that sword is akin to the shield rod. It basically does the same thing, except it's a cutting weapon instead of a bludgeoning weapon. That said, the shield rod is actually going to be a target of mine coming up, and once we have it, we'll be ungodly strong, as if we haven't already kind of overpowered some things. You'll see why they call it a spectral sword eventually. Ah, I hate missing that jump. Not that it's too hard to get around, but it's a thing. Goggles! The goggles are not quite as defensive, but they do actually bring up my intelligence a couple of points, and since we are relying a lot on magic at this point, that can only be a good thing. I love this room. I like the parallax scrolling, I like the sort of 3D effects of it. This is a pretty room! The weapon, the enemy was kind of fun too, I guess. Chair! More interactive chair. Hello, Father. You're looking a little strange today. I have come here to confess. I play video games regularly. Like, way too much, dude. Can you help me with my addiction? You'll pray for me. Okay. What else can we do here? My lady, tell me your troubles. Or not. Okay, that was not very nice, lady. You were coming to confessional. You should at least confess something. It is possible to get the little weeping lady there to drop grapes. It's either that or the priest, I can't remember which, but I was either not patient enough or whatever, but once I get up, she disappears and doesn't leave anything behind. So sad. Father! That lady! Oh. Father is packing! Enough of that silliness. We have more skeletons. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. We're in Dracula's castle after all. And thinking about it, the slingers don't have their ammunition returned to them, whereas the skelerings do, so I guess that makes sense. Oh goodness, we're coming up on one of my favorite parts of this castle. The Boyds! The Boyds! This is probably another reason I should like the axe more, because the arc overhead would kill it well before it had a chance to kill me. I just really don't like the axe. It might be a fatal flaw of mine, but I don't like it. A problem with trying to rip off a summon spirit here is that they could target the bird, or they could target the skeletons flying around. There we go. Damn birds. But you! Oh, you over there. You are going to be my last grind until the next part of the castle. The only thing I plan on grinding for after this is honestly the Chrysogrim. This hunter girl has a weapon that I really like, and so I will be harassing her for that. She's a little bit more fiddly to try and take on than the other creatures that we've fought previously, as she actually does take a little bit of finesse to kill. But I think she's actually already demonstrating why I like her weapon. Anyhow, see you when I got one. Jackpot! Victory is ours. A winner is you. Alright. This is how the sorting for this game works, is basically everything goes in whatever order is listed here. So forgive me for taking a second to sort all that out. But once I do have it sorted, then everything will be exactly where I need it. And there is the Werebane. Significantly stronger than the Rapier. Less fiddly when it comes to how precise it is, because it's more of a proper sword rather than a thin blade. And it still does the multi-stab thing. I don't know if it hits precisely as many times as the Rapier does, but that is neither here nor there. Silverplate. Well, if we hadn't got that nice ice mail, this actually probably would have been a good upgrade for us. But as we do have the ice mail, we won't be needing anything else for a while yet. Still, there is more to explore in this castle, and I think it's about time we continued on. But first, the reason I don't go into this hallway. Yeah, we'll need a special thing called the Spike Breaker armor in order to get through there, and that's a long time coming yet. Although maybe in the 4th episode, I don't know yet. As I mentioned, a feature is coming where we will be able to see one of the endings. And I don't have to play with you anymore, do I? But I will, because I'm stupid like that. I do have this bad habit in a lot of games of trying to kill every monster I come across. A habit that I have tried to lessen over the years, but it's very firmly ingrained in me. If it's in front of me, it needs to die. That's a great strategy for getting yourself killed in certain games. Especially in my earlier years, retreat was not an option. There are many bosses that I stubbornly beat my head against the wall on. You know, there was really no reason to let that sub-weapon go to waste. I really do like the Bible as a protective barrier. I could have used my Dark Metamorphosis a little better there. And now I've got the Saint Ashes, and I don't even think I realized that I picked them up. Just a regular Zircon. And Zircons are the cheapest of all the gems. Although in real life, I do like a good cubic Zirconian. Diamonds are a girl's best friend? I don't think so. You get a lot more shine and sparkle out of a crystal than you'll ever will a well-polished diamond. And we have a boss. What are you, good sir? A hippogriff. Yeah, I like how those work. Huh, I actually got a chance to use the Saint Ashes a little bit. Not the best thing there. And yes, that was me damaging it with the shield. I mean, what can you say? It's a shield that hurts things. And I finished it off with magic. Very nice.
Impressive. You're very strong.
What is it you want? You didn't come here to tell me that.
You're right. Do you know the name Richter Belmont?
Of the Belmont clan? Of course, but...
He disappeared about a year ago, and I'm sure he's here. If you see him, please let me know.
As you wish, my lady.
Thank you. So, you do know how to be a gentleman.
Of course I know how to be a gentleman. I'm the best dang gentleman there is, thank you very much, ma'am. Also, the sprite that was displayed there when Alucard was thinking of a Belmont was actually a sprite of Trevor Belmont, not Richter. Trevor was the Belmont that Alucard accompanied in the third Castlevania game. It was his first appearance in the franchise as far as I know, and Trevor actually appears in another game, Castlevania Curse of Darkness, which is my other favorite Castlevania game right now, and certainly my favorite in the 3D genre. But I think we've done enough for today. We've killed a few bosses, explored the underground, and generally been a little bit of a badass anyhow. I apologize once again for all the time spent doing backtracking and trying to grind up for a couple of the better weapons in the game, but I'm pretty sure if I've done nothing else, I have impressed upon everyone here how good the Medusa shield really is. And how crap Saint Ashes are. Maybe I should consider investing in an axe. Oh well. See y'all next game. Later.